I would like to start by thanking Pritam Bhai from the audio store for making this comparison possible. In this video, we are looking at two headphones in the $400 price range. This one I believe is $399 and this one is slightly fluctuating. It fluctuates between $450 and $400. Both have different kind of drivers, but since they have similar pricing, I thought this is a good comparison. The one in the left, the Sivga P2 Pro, has a planar driver, and even though it has a planar driver, it has an impedance of just 32 ohm, which is fairly low for a planar based headphone. On the other hand, we have the Sennheiser HD490 Pro. This one has a unspecified size of dynamic driver with an impedance of 130 ohm. I have decent amount of experience with Sennheiser headphones. I have owned a handful of them, and yes, this sounds like a Sennheiser headphone, all right, but there are a few things that I felt that Sennheiser could have done better. One of them is a bit of squeakiness I'm getting with the hinges. This, I think that is audible. I was getting a bit of squeaky sound out of the hinges, and I was not very happy with that because it's a $400 headphone and I'm expecting very good build quality from it. It's plastic, all right, but this squeaky sounds are not exactly great. Yes, it is very lightweight. Because of the plastic build, it is very lightweight. We get a metal headband, but that is very lightweight too. No issues there. It is fairly comfortable on the head. The pads and stuff are very comfortable. We are getting a OK type cable here, but it is not exactly anything fancy or anything like that. It's just a run of the mill kind of cable, but one can easily get balanced cable for that, so that is a good thing. If I move on to Sivga P2 Pro, this one is smooth, much smoother. It has much better build quality than the Sennheiser, and it is very good to look at. Look at this faceplate and you will realize that this one is a fairly premium looking headphone for just $400. This one looks fantastic in my opinion. It has metal headband, all right, and leather leather headband for support, and it looks fantastic. We get wooden cups and generalistic kind of 3.5 mm to 4.4 mm cable, which looks much better. You do not need to get a aftermarket cable or anything like that. It already has a 4.4 mm balanced cable. So if we talk about cable and build quality, I will have to give it to the Sivga, while the Sennheiser has an extra cable, a longer cable, but that is not exactly going to add anything to the sound quality. So yeah, there is that. But it does come with an extra pair of pads, an extra cable, and the case it comes with is a bit more durable, has more compartments in it, while the case of the Sivga is just okay. Nothing exactly special about the Sivga case, but both get the job done, no problem there. If we start talking about sound quality, that is where I was expecting the Sivga to not exactly outperform the SD490 Pro, but after listening to this SD490 Pro, I kind of felt that yeah, Sivga is just in a different league. Both have different kind of signature. This one is more of a reference and studio kind of headphone, while this one is a more pleasing, more musical, yet very accurate sounding headphone. The tonality and timbre of this one is natural, cohesive, and I will say a lot more pleasing while the tonality and timbre of the Sennheiser HD490 Pro is a bit on the drier side, slightly leaner sounding, and that natural weight and that natural body we usually get with some instruments is not exactly great with the SD490 Pro. It is good, it has tighter notes, it has a bit more cleanliness, but that natural feeling is not exactly great with the 490 Pro. I was expecting a bit more body, but no, that is not exactly available with the SD490 Pro. And another big thing that I noticed is that Sivga P2 Pro has a bigger stage, nearly 30% wider, taller, and deeper stage depth. I am unable to understand how this one has better depth, because Sennheiser is has been making headphones since 1980s even, but Sennheiser is not exactly doing great when it comes to sound stage. Sivga P2 Pro has a bigger stage. It sounds more open, more cleaner even in the treble region. This one is good, very good in the mid range. Okay, the mid range air, the mid range layering and separation with the SD490 Pro is cleaner, but the Sivga has much better cleanliness in the upper treble region. That the treble kind of sounds a lot more uh, better, much better on the Sivga, and it is very good with the technicalities too. It is not like this one is only capable in technical abilities. This one has very good technicalities too. Those cue placements, those extra bit of symbol movements and that kind of stuff are very clean with these two, and both are very good with technical abilities. But it all comes down to the tonality, timbre, and the weight behind notes. I haven't talked about the bass at all, but even in the bass, as I have already said in my standalone review video, SD490 Pro is kind of letting a lot of air out. Okay, so it is unable to contain the bass note, and it lacks that extra bit of rumble we usually like with bass, which the Sivga P2 Pro has. It has fantastic bass. It is it still is a open back headphone. You guys can kind of see the internals a bit, wires and stuff, while this one is a lot more open back, I will not deny that. Yet this one has much better bass performance. This one has bigger impact, more area of impact, heavier notes. It has the right amount of punch. Yes, both are nowhere close to woolly because of their open back design. They are unable to contain a lot of air within them. But this one is much better, has better dynamics too. This one is slightly on the drier side, slightly on the leaner side. Yes, if you like that kind of performance from a headphone, rapid bass response, then this one is good. This one is cleaner. But for what? When we move into the mid range, this one has a bit of V-shaped signature. It kind of feels like the notes are not tall enough. They are compressed, they are kind of squeezed in to a lesser height. So that kind of feels odd. While the P2 Pro is a lot more open in that regard. It has more natural body, natural body. While the Sennheiser SD490 has a very lean kind of body. This one is a lot more natural, lot more effortless with taller notes and even cleaner, I will say, cleaner mid bodies. Okay, texture is much more cleaner on this one, while this one is slightly not great with texture. I was expecting very good texture from Sennheiser, but no, this is a lot more leaner. And even if Sennheiser HD600 is very good with tonality and timbre, this one is on the drier, slightly harsh side, and I might even go on to say that it sounds unnatural. SD490 Pro sounds slightly unnatural, while this one sounds a lot more natural and very, very cohesive. I have already mentioned that treble of these two headphones are very good, while this one is slightly limited with the stage. This one is open with the stage, yet both are very good with treble. They have fantastic clarity. This one has a slight bit of lean presentation to it that can make the notes a bit uncomfortable with some heavy metal kind of tracks, but this one is a lot more comfortable. Both are very good air. Yes, if you want a lot of air, because of its thinner notes, it kind of feels it is cleaner and has slightly better air between instruments, while this one is more natural. It gives that extra bit of natural decay to the notes to give it that natural feeling. It kind of feels very good, very cohesive, very organic, and I love the way this one presents. Okay, the presentation is very good, very well distributed instrumental density, while this one is slightly patchy. Okay, in the mid range I was not very happy, but if you want a studio headphone, okay, a reference grade studio headphone, you should definitely consider the SD490 Pro. But if you like music, if you like more emotion and more analog feeling, you like a musically tuned headphone, and you want to enjoy the music, I will suggest the Sivga P2 Pro. Is in a different league, not in the league of SD490 Pro for sure. It's a fantastic headphone to consider for just $400. So this is it, guys. This is my comparison of Sennheiser SD490 Pro and Sivga P2 Pro. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Enjoy.